One day we shall come back. Yes, one day we shall come back. And yes, we're not Paul McGann in like freaking 50 years later in an audio. We're on episode 213 of the Nerd Bible podcast.
Very
I don't know
good.
if I've even got the number
Very
right, but
good.
there you go.
Do you know what?
Was that the
I've
number?
got faith in you, but I'll check. Just for you.
All I do is look at numbers all day now, so I don't know.
Connor, spot on, my son. Well done.
Yes. Yes.
Victory should be naked.
Time Lord Victorious. Oh, naked Time Lord Victorious.
I went for the Slitheen, you went for the... Just David Tennant stuff.
Yeah.
David Tennant, yeah.
I'm in the mood for Tennant because I finished Eccleston this week, but I'm not rushing to then go to season 2 because I want to do Confidential. I want to watch all the features. I really want to.
Are you going back through in preparation for the centenary, or you?
Yeah, but this is going to take me past probably. I won't get it all watched.
Or are you like, well, the marketing team's doing nothing, so I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna market my own Doctor Who brand.
Oh.
Particularly the Russell stuff. No.
Kevin McClory in James Bond, anyone? Never say never again. Market my own Doctor Who, and I'm going to bring back William Hartnell.
See?
A bit hard, but he is back. In a way, yeah, this is No Bible Podcast, like Connor said, and he got everything bang on. And
amazing, good.
He is Connor, I am George, and we're two heterosexual white people that talk about pop culture on the internet because there isn't enough of those.
No, we're definitely not doing an outdied formula these days.
Yes, but thanks as always for coming back. Or if it's your first time, good luck. But
good luck.
We talk about comics sometimes, video games
definitely not sometimes.
A little bit, TV mostly, films always, and Matt Berry indefinitely.
Along with a side dash of Kit Harington.
Yeah, sometimes he's there, but yeah. Not this week, I can't be arsed.
Oh, boo.
Do you know what it is? So, my last days off were Tuesday...
More days off than me, unbelievable.
Monday and Tuesday last week. Yes, so I was...
Okay.
Because as I continue my search for further employment, because I need money to put my child in a house, not
an unearthly child, you might say. Yeah.
But yes, so like I've done extra today, I've got extra tomorrow, so my next day off is Monday.
Oh, okay.
So yes.
Yeah, that's a bit to go.
Jeez. But the good news is we've had some good Doctor Who news. I mean, not the news that we would desperately want, like, is Matt Smith in the next special they're filming? Are we going to get a title for the centenary? Apparently there's an interview with Sacha Dhawan in like TV magazine or something.
Ooh.
I'd love to read that just to be like, what the fuck is he saying?
On?
Is he like, fine, I'll do it myself?
Yeah, when is my Big Finish box set coming out, guys? Yeah, like,
Mate, imagine if that's what it is. Yeah, like, yeah, don't know about the centenary. I'm just doing Big Finish now. Fuck it.
I want to know. I'm asking you, the interviewer, and
starring
the public,
Sacha Dhawan and Christopher Eccleston. That'd be nice.
That would sell.
That would sell. Because I saw a thing, like we'll just riff-raff and then do new stuff, but
New
who? I saw a tweet that was like, I think it was aimed at Davros, so it was like, out of the Doctors that never faced him on screen, who would you have most liked to have seen go up against Davros? And unanimously there was a lot of stuff for Eccleston, because obviously like fresh out the Time War there'd be a lot more like boiling rage.
Beef.
But I'd love to see Paul McGann, especially at the beginning of his at the beginning of his beginning of his tenure just as the Doctor, because he was very Edwardian explorer, dashing, handsome.
Because I'm thinking it. Like, I don't know Doctor Who continuity in TARDIS Wiki at all, but I think it is the movie. Then there's a bunch of 8th Doctor Virgin new novels that happen, and then the Big Finish stuff begins. Because in early Big Finish releases, like 70-odd releases in...
70-odd years ago.
70-odd years ago, yes.
Yes.
No, it's a sequel to Remembrance, from what I understand, but it is a companion from the novels, another companion from the novels, and then basically Charlie Pollard, who was his first Big Finish companion. And then
Charlie, Lucy, Tamsin, Molly. Friends, companions, I salute you. Physician, heal thyself. He's just oozes charisma. Did you know he was nearly James Bond?
Oh, fuck off, really?
So I was reading this because, like... Because what I do, like... Because the great Calvin Dyson is the OG the Bond,
James Bond man.
YouTuber of, like, all of us that we aspire to be. But, and, like, sometimes, like, he had a new video up that was ranking all the pre-title sequences, so I watched that. And then as I occasionally do, if it like whenever someone releases a new thing and if I haven't watched their stuff in a while, I'll go back and watch some of like
Free stuff. Yeah.
yeah, maybe some of the stuff that I don't remember watching or some of my favourite stuff. I kind of like just dip in and out of some videos, and I got onto the James Brolin screen test for Bond,
yes.
and it led me to think. Like, I'll search it up and then you get the list of people considered for James Bond or people that did screen tests for James Bond kind of thing.
Mm.
And Paul Merjan was down. So, if anyone doesn't know the history of James Bond being recast, tough shit. But
every couple of movies, back then, when was this? Is this 90s, 80s? How early?
So this was
Is this pre-Doctor Who, Paul McGann?
This is just pre-Doctor Who, Paul McGann, because this was for GoldenEye.
Oh, so that would have been different.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, because then he was mid-30s, wasn't he?
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he looks the fucking same now, so,
He's got the
they
Paul
could
Rudd,
cast
he's
him
got
now.
the Paul Rudd Fountain of Youth thing going on.
Do you know what it is? It's people called Paul. It's actors called Paul.
Of course, yeah. Narrows it down quite a bit. Damn it.
Damn it, Paul O'Grady. He's a chat show host, it doesn't count.
Should have named your baby Paul.
So... Yeah, what was I saying? So Ed listed people like throughout the different times it was recast. So obviously like for Majesties, for Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die. Obviously because not knowing with Sean Connery coming back, George Lazenby, etc. And the time that they were nearly cast James Brolin in Octopussy, but obviously having Never Say Never Again, it's like let's put an established Bond up against Connery because the new guy'd probably just
suck.
wouldn't draw as much of an audience because you're trying to win over a new audience.
Yeah, of course, yeah, all that stuff.
Pierce Brosnan was up for the role for Living Daylights, but because of his TV show Remington Steele, I think he was slightly before that as well. Like I think towards the end of when Roger was negotiating off a one film at a time basis, because he had a 4-film contract, did that, and then each film was
in
a
the
new
70s up till Moonraker, and then
afterwards each was the subsequent 3 were negotiations.
The Spider-Man deal
to make sure that the salary wouldn't be too like ridiculous to break the bank of the whole film's production or whatever. So I think towards the end of that he was also rumoured, but by then he was late 20s, so he was just very young. And he was
virginal Paul McGann, baby Paul McGann.
I mean, they talk about this. I mean, Pierce Brosnan at this point.
Oh shit! Sorry,
yes.
sorry.
Paul McGann comes in a minute.
Sorry, Pierce McGann.
So Pierce McGann Brosnan.
Yeah.
Pierce began Doctor Fate. He so he was then up for it. I think probably for the Living Daylights. They wanted him. He always wanted to do it. And then his series Remington Steele gets renewed because it was as long as the show doesn't get renewed, you go time. And I don't remember. I think it's the James Bond 50th anniversary documentary, Everything or Nothing, that they like go for each actor and things like that. And and he talks about like waiting for it, and then at the last minute it comes through and they renew, and they're not willing to share. Like neither studio is willing to compromise, so then he has to drop out. But previously having to drop out for his commitments to a different show, Timothy Dalton had dropped out, but then he was then freed up and then became available. Obviously did Living Daylights and Licence to Kill, both vastly underrated Bond films in my opinion, and a very underrated James Bond. Probably the most accurate portrayal in terms of the books, like Fleming. Of Fleming's actual Bond, he is probably. But we're tiptoeing around that because that's a whole fucking discussion for a video that we'll probably do at some point in the future. But he then obviously Pierce was up for it for GoldenEye and gets it, but it was believed that Paul McGann was up for it because I think around the time of Who and other stuff he'd done, because obviously like Doctor Who was coming up. Like I think he was filming it in 95.
Probably 95, late 94 or something like that.
Yeah, so obviously 94, like it would have been like just before it if they were going to film it, then release the next year, and it was believed that had Pierce Brosnan then become unavailable or like turned it down, that Paul McGann would have been James Bond. See, that would have been a very. Imagine they role swapped Pierce Brosnan as Doctor Who. But then would that have meant that Paul McGann would have ended up in Mamma Mia?
Well, and would Pierce Brosnan have as good of a reputation?
Position heal thyself.
As fucking.
He would have been. Brosnan. I mean, they're both very good actors, both very good looking at the time, and still now, arguably.
Yeah.
Paul McGann's aged remarkably better, but that's just because
wine.
Not everyone can drink from the fountain of youth. But I thought that was interesting.
I never even knew that. Yeah, that's totally kind of blown my mind.
And on the back of that, like someone did a mock-up of a bit of a new character options figure 3-pack.
Okay, yeah.
Which was it was like a joke on mock-up, and it was it was titled That Time America Did Doctor Who, and it was all stuff from the movie.
Okay.
So it's got
America
the
Did
Seventh
Doctor
Doctor with bullet holes in it.
Oh, poor Sylvester.
It's got naked Paul McGann from when he wakes up in the morgue, but it's just like he's got a massive penis. And then it's got Gordon Tipple, Master, from the very beginning, but they've cut out the circles in his shirt, so they call him Nipple Tipple.
Fuck's sake!
Brilliant.
What is this?
I don't know.
What blasphemy is this?
Those words are blasphemy. But enough of that, because we've got good Doctor Who news, because we finally, after the longest gap between announcements, got an announcement and trailer for the next box set in the Doctor Who The Collection, which if you're not keeping up to date since I think about episode 3, we pre-ordered the second box set on the app. But,
on the air, yeah.
So that was basically all the Doctor Who serials and seasons from years gone by of yore. They condensed down, released into box sets. They've had the limited edition ones that have been running since 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Which is weird to think.
Yeah, bloody hell.
And
old as us.
Since I think mid to late 2019, then they started doing the standard ones, which are much more condensed and more in line with the standard size of the Blu-ray box sets from the New Who seasons. So they're like, I think about two cases thick. I think,
are they like slipcased as well?
Yeah, but they're slipcased sideways, not
right.
Not from the top.
Okay.
They're sideways, like the season 8 one.
Right,
like the series 8 one, like the first Peter Capaldi one, like has that similar one.
Yeah.
That's the first one to break the mold, and then it's like, oh, what the fuck is this?
What formula is this?
But yeah. Which if I'd have known at the time, I would have got those ones, but we didn't have confirmation of that until years later, and after a season 12 re-release of the special edition one, and I'm stuck buying all of these now, but that's fine.
I'm just getting older, and I'm turning more into collector. I just like unique packaging.
I'm just getting older.
I just like packaging, and when I got Series 12, I wrote that I missed at the time, but then when I had Series 12 in my hand, it was just a delightful feeling. It's like a book. It is. I just like them all.
Oh the effort that goes into them by Chris Chapman and various people in the team that are making these just the box sets, like Lean Binding's artwork is amazing. Matthew Sweet and various people that do the behind the scenes featurettes, and obviously the stuff that goes into Behind the Sofa, and the amazing returning cast of actors from the show's history, like coming in to watch old episodes and talk about it and their tenures where applicable, and guesting for other people's tenures where sadly we don't have those people to take part in. And I just hope that the next box set is actually gonna the disc tray's actually gonna stay in.
When was the last one released? And is it season 22 or 23?
Season 22. So that was.
Which I think I've got. I haven't organised them at all, and I haven't opened half of them, but I'm sure I've got them all. So it was season 22.
22.
And that was roughly. Bear in mind, we all get
your
delays.
Amazon order is out now. 22nd of June.
Wait, so it's getting delivered now?
No, that's what it says. That's what the season 22 was.
Okay.
22nd of June.
It's out now. It's on its way right now.
But we've gone from season 22 to season 2.
Ooh.
Which we are, I think, I'm really happy about.
I'm happy they've
also a
actually
bit
got around to it.
annoyed about, because I think we
Yes.
both kind of thought that they'd
Good.
leave the last 2 Doctors till last to give time to hopefully reanimate missing ones where
exactly.
financially and technologically possible,
Yeah.
or
applicable.
if you could find any missing
Any
things.
footage. Yeah.
So season 2 was a surprise, but also it's our first black and white box set. It's a first Doctor set. It's the most complete 60s season.
It's only 2 episodes. Like, bear in mind serial numbers, but like 2 individual episodes are missing.
Is it only 2 from the Crusade?
2 and 4. We've got 1 and 3, and it's 2 and 4 missing.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's not the whole story.
Oh,
It's
that's
only
cool.
half.
Because I was like, but the space pirates.
Yeah, and I think episode 2 of that, or 1 of that exists. And that's another 4 or 5 gone.
Oh, that's alright.
So who cares about that one?
Maybe that'll be next then. Maybe they'll do that.
Yeah,
But the
easy
most
one.
complete seasons of each Doctor, so you've at least got a season of every Doctor.
Yes, because basically, if we were going to predict or look at seasons to release, it'd be season 2 is literally 2 episodes of The Crusade. Season 6 is just 5 episodes of Space Pirates, because that's Dominator's Mind Robber, Invasion. 2 episodes of Invasion, which we already had as the first animation on DVD.
Yes, they can put those in.
Yeah, so that's 5. So 7 episodes. Croton, Seeds of Death, they're fine. War Games is obviously fucking great. And then
War Games is
yeah,
spectacular.
so season 6 only has 7 parts missing, but Invasion they've already done.
Yeah.
Then season 1 is literally just Marco Polo.
Is that what we're down to now?
Season 1 is
Jesus,
literally
that's
just
not
Marco
bad.
Polo. Yeah.
Um,
So 2, 6, and 1 are likely to be, if they're going to do the 60s, like get them all done with. It'll be season 1, 2, and 6. Because then once you get to series 3 and 4, that's where
the big gaps are.
series 3 is probably the worst.
Yeah. 5 is...
Where's 5? So 4, half of 4 and going into 5 is where all the animated Patrick Troughton steelbooks from the last couple of years have been.
So they can
get
literally
slotted.
just slot it in, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, the Crusade will be, like, the telesnaps will be in place of the missing episodes, which is a shame. But
will they be new telesnaps, or are they just going to be the same ones?
I
That's
think
what
maybe
I
the same
wanna know.
ones, but also, like you said, they don't have a home media release for like any telesnap version of anything. It maybe says a lot about how the production team feel about these sets of, is it a marketable thing of they just do the telesnaps because then it gives you the thing of like, well, then you've got to buy, the reanimated version of the Crusade, which is a bit shitty on that part because also you want this, it doesn't exist anymore, but you want as complete a visual story as you can,
Exactly,
which you still
is
do
my
get.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
The special features look great.
Yeah, there's a
Still,
lot.
so
Even the behind the sofas, where again, like you covered a minute ago, it's also they cover actors and from, but some of them, the ones that I've watched, they've got a lot of actors that weren't in those stories. But in this one, you've got Carol Ann Ford, Maureen O'Brien, who does the trailer.
yeah, that was a really sweet trailer.
Peter Purves, Ian Chesterton, William Russell. Although they're all come back for this season. I don't know if any of them are in other sets because I haven't watched them all, but let me know. Because have you actually watched or opened all your sets? Because I say I've got about
I've
4 or
opened
5.
I've opened them all
Yeah, you've opened them all.
because I was gonna like film them and stuff, but then I just don't.
Shit.
But
Yeah.
because season 17, 24, and I haven't checked 22. I think that's fine. But those two, their disc trays, like especially in 24, the first one I got ripped out, so I bought another one, sent the other one back. I did the same with 17, I think. But then 17, 24, and 22 are still on Amazon, so I could still arguably get them. Because now the only other ones that appear are the normal versions.
The standard ones.
I haven't watched all the episodes on all of them,
No.
out of any that I've owned, but 9 times out of 10, I'll watch some of the special features, watch a few that I like, with the intention that I do want to
Get them, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Once I feel like the releases has been good and varied, and
Season
won a
8's
Doctor.
still there.
It's like for 80 quid. Bloody hell. Series 8 is a good series. Because I did it, I guess not that long ago. It was probably still pre-COVID, but that's still very fresh in my mind. So I won't watch Series 8 anytime
So
soon.
season 24,
Yeah.
season 8, season 17 are still available. Oh, and obviously 22, because that's the most recent one, are
Right.
still available on
Amazon.
Yes. Did I do? Because I just remembered that my thingy one came damaged, my 22. So let me just.
You're just checking your life and seeing whether you did reclaim the damages, and
I believe I did.
you should have.
I think so. That's really going to fucking bug me now. Can you imagine if I don't have it? Like after all this time.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Change, my dear.
And it seems not a moment
way too fucking late, you bastard.
Let me have a look. You talk about it. Talk about season 2.
Season 2. So, season 2. I was way off by count and numbers of episodes and just how many stories involved in the set, because it's actually going to be the biggest one. I think the second biggest... Okay, that doesn't sound good. I think the second biggest set was season 18, so Tom Baker's penultimate, and I think that had about 8 stories in. But season 2, black and white stories from the 60s, has 9, and that is all from story number 9 through 17. Planet of Giants, Dalek Invasion of Earth, Rescue, The Romans, The Web Planet, The Crusade, which is the infamous one that we've been sort of complaining about, but we wish was animated, Space Museum, The Chase, and then The Time Meddler. Whereas in my mind, I would have ended it at maybe The Crusade, but alas, what do I know about stories and scheduling and releases? But yeah, season 3 is going to be a fucking bastard to do if they get that one done.
I've got it.
You have got it. I definitely have mine somewhere.
So I definitely sent it back because it's in one piece.
Oh. Change, my dear, and it seems like a moment way sooner than you initially thought. But no, season 2. I mean, when George gets back, I'm going to ask him. Oh, there we are. What story from the season 2 set? Because it doesn't have a date at the minute, doesn't it? It doesn't have a release date, and it probably will get a delay.
The rumoured date was October because it's normally like a 2-month thing, but obviously, like we
will
say,
be pushed back.
they always get delayed. Because if it got delayed till October, then technically you'd still have a room for one more to get released. Because obviously pre-COVID it was like 3. We'd aim to do 3 a year.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming October. It would make sense November time to do it.
Yeah.
Because obviously the anniversary. It's weird that because I thought if we were going to get a Hartnell season, I thought we would get one next year.
Yeah.
For the anniversary, like
unless it will get delayed into January 2023. Perhaps.
But then you'd want it like 60th anniversary, sorry, and
yeah.
like you get to November and it's like here's a William Hartnell, here's season 1.
Here's the collection of all missing episodes, animated reconstruction. We're sorry, guys. We've had to lie to your face for months. We couldn't afford it. The pandemic got in the way, but we've done it out of everyone's back, out of no one's commission, out of fucking said governor's name here's permission.
Said governor.
We have got the collection of every animated reconstruction in one set.
Would you do
Lost in time, essentially, for collection?
What would you do if they came out with a condensed down version where it was just like all of Tom Baker's ones and it was like that?
Oh God! But cut the shit like Horns of Nymon out and Underworld and
no, like it had every like they released all 7 of his seasons and then they have the Tom Baker collection, which is like a condensed version. That's even
it comes with a collectible jelly baby.
Yeah, it's like really fucking old and dusty.
A package.
Because we used to think like the way it was going was like, are they going to do
Tom out the way?
One of Tom, because it went Tom, Peter,
Tom, yeah, and then I don't know.
John.
I thought he was 5 or 6 in. I thought it was Tom, Peter, Tom, then Colin, 23.
I think there was.
Let's Google it.
I think season 10 was.
Really, I thought it was maybe one ahead, but
I think it was season 10 because season 8 was after.
That was right. Yeah, that is right.
So I think because you've got the standard box sets out for the others, which are available at $37.99, which is if I had the options, I'd sell all mine and buy them. Which I'm still debating to do, but yeah. So I think see if you can get the release order up because it was 12
TARDIS Wiki
12, 19, and 18, which was then you had all of Adric on Blu-ray, which was great.
All of Adric,
I believe it was 10, then 22.
It's just blooding. It's just going on. Oh, here we go. Right. Okay. So yeah, Series 12. Series 12 and Series 19 were both in 2018, so we had 2 in 2018. Then it was Season 18 in March 2019, then with Season 10. So you're right, 4 for 4 so far. Then, okay, what would you say is after Series 10? George?
What was after Season 10?
Yeah.
26.
You're on 23. But then...
Was it? So Twilight of the Time Lord, then 26?
Yeah.
And then 8?
No, you've missed one. That we've got.
Missed one.
Jelly Baby. Ooh.
17 or 14?
Victorian racist.
14.
Yeah, 14, yeah. Then after 14 was...
After 14 was 22? No, 24.
No.
10. 8.
Yeah,
there you go.
8 then. Pressure.
Then 17.
No, 24.
Then 24. Then 17.
Yeah.
Then
most recent one.
22.
Yeah. That's
really?
It. Yeah. So we've
that
had
was a big old gap.
How many bloody releases? Yeah. So series. So 12, 19, 18's 3, 10's 4, 23, 5, 26, 6, 14, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So we've had what? We've had 12 seasons, 12 sets released. Bloody hell! I don't feel like I've got 12.
So we've got 14 left.
But now that we know they are going to do the ideally a whole of 26, that's a good. We're not bad. We're kind of we're not quite halfway yet, but we're getting there. We're close. We're more than 10 in, so that's pretty great.
Like we're happy to have Hartnell. What story do you think they'll do at the BFI screening?
what would you? Oh, what for series 2? Because that's gonna go on sale, isn't it? That's.
So when close to the time, then they'll have because they
they'll
do
have
a story from each season. They do at the BFI, like we are getting.
I reckon it'll be Dalek Invasion of Earth. But I want it to be Crusade. No, I don't know. It won't be Crusade because if it's telesnaps, they won't have people bored by looking at images. No offense.
Dalek Invasion.
of Earth.
Yeah,
I think
I would have that.
it's a landmark one. It's important. Or do something controversial and reminiscent of the 60s and do Web Planet. Because the thing is, season 2, out of all these seasons, I've not seen, apart from Invasion of Earth when I was very young, and I had the old BBC logo in the corner DVD, like 2002, 3 original disc that never got a special edition. I've never seen it. I've watched it once.
Really?
But then all of season 2, Planet of Giants, Rescue Romans, Red Planet.
The Web Planet.
I've not seen none of them. I've
seen a lot of people campaigning for the Web Planet because it's just everyone
It's
like, should we all
notorious and infamous,
get pissed and watch the Web Planet
and dress
then...
up as a bee.
Get the fucking map.
No, I know, season 2, yeah, with Web Planet's infamous. So you have got a couple good stories in there that are quite notorious. For good or wrong reasons, but I don't know, either will be a good show.
Yeah. We shall try and be there.
Yeah, I definitely
Just
want to be
like,
there.
are you excited about... Because you said you've got something to drop. So do you want to drop that and then we'll talk about the week after?
What was oh, yeah, right. So there was 2 things I wanted to talk about, but basically the thing that I was... So because we've got our Doctor Who weekend in 2 weeks' time, but then basically just next Sunday, I mean, this was just out of the blue, bite the bullet, fuck it, let's just go all in. Because I've got to go back, Morty. No, I've got to go see Back to the Future. I'm seeing it next Sunday.
You seen the musical?
Yeah.
High five to that, bro.
Yes, it's one of those things, it's like, shall we do it, and then...
Who are you going with?
Oh, just me mum.
Just your mum.
Just me
Let
mum.
me know what your mum thinks of it because
Yeah.
I had a really good time. So I think you might see one of the last with the original cast because they're about to where it's been extended. So it got extended through the end of this year and it's now running until next summer.
Right.
And we're at the point now where they're having the first changeover of the cast. They've announced the new Marty McFly. So you'll either be one of the first to see Marty or one of the last to see
the
original Marty, who, like, they're both fabulous. I don't know if they've announced any of the other main cast that are taking over from the next run, but I know that he's been offered something else. So like that happens in theatre, you basically do a short stint and then go to another job that's then, you know, something completely new, so you're not doing the same thing over and over again for months on end.
Yeah.
Some people love doing it, but
Okay. But no, it was just one of those things where literally months ago to be like, yes, we go do it, and then it was a case of, well, no, we've got to do it sooner rather than later.
So did you get the expensive tickets or are they all right?
No, we were all right. Dress circle, literally middle row. Because
you're not too far back, are you?
No, we're not too far.
Cool.
No.
I was quite far back, so I a bit at the top of the stage, but thankfully, like, didn't like.
Well, I don't know how many rows back. We were kind of like in the middle, but close to the front of the dress circle. I mean, for the same price, we could have gone right at the front, but in terms of visual effects and like during a bit of searching and recommendations, everyone says to watch it in the dress circle for visual effects and stage hurrah. But I suppose if you're tall, you can see it all, whereas, you know, I'm just saying, if you were at the back somewhere, you obviously can't see as much. But then it'd be like looking at the cinema. If you were incredibly close at the front, you'd have the stage like this close to you, and you would see everyone's legs, and I'm taller, I'd be all right. But then you would be sitting upwards, and you know, it'd be like this. Whereas I don't know. But we've decided dress circle, initial choice. That's where we've gone, and you know, that'll be next Sunday.
Yeah, you excited?
Oh, I'm buzzed. I know. I'm watching.
So what like possessed you to actually do it? Because I know I'd said like try and see it before it goes out, and you were like, I will, and then
I will. No, it was just something to do with my mum. It came up many a time, and it was just a case of, right, you know, I'm off for holidays. You know, basically, I've got X amount of time until I go back to school because my mum's a TA, and then it was just a case of, let's just do it at the weekend because it's easier for all of us. Blah blah blah. Sundays are
talking
quiet.
to the microphone and be happy about it.
Sundays are quieter. Fuck it, let's do it. And all right, it does collide with a wrestling show, but you know what? That can fuck off back to the Stone Age because I'm going back to the future, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to love it,
Again,
man.
not planned, but you know.
Some great references and some stuff that will, like, because obviously it's a condensed down version of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like there's some other stuff. There's some in jokes, obviously, in terms of like I had a dream that they're in the year 2020 and the same virus. Thank God that's never going to happen, Doug.
Okay.
And Marty McFly using a lightsaber and all that kind of shit. It's great. So enjoy it. Let us know. So you're seeing this weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend. So episode 215.
15.
We should hear about it.
Round number.
But also, like you said,
Nice number.
we are 2 weeks away from
Yeah, BBFI, no BBFI, BFI and Abominable Snowman showing the following Saturday, the 3rd of September.
Yes.
Yeah, the 3rd of September.
You've been actually very excited about it since like.
Well, forever. It's animation, baby. But for the last time, animation.
Because
yeah.
we've said all along, like, we wanted to go to one of the BFI screens. They, like we previously said, talking about the Hartnell box set, every season of the collection, they do a story
Showing
from that season. I think season... Because
you went to see Galaxy 4.
I went to see Galaxy 4, courtesy, obviously, of the fabulous Dom, because he couldn't go, so sold me his ticket, which meant that I could go. Yeah, we'd always said that we wanted to do one together because they did City of Death for season 17.
Great fucking story.
Should have done Horns and Iron one, but
thank God.
we'll try obviously and go to one what they do for season 2. But I was literally on the website the day it was like on the Friday it comes out. It was like it's for the 3rd of September, the so and so of August at 11:30. The tickets go on, so I literally was there refreshing at like 11:29.
Like, come on, like fucking do it, and then you were hot on the trigger.
Yeah, so we got it. We're going to be there. If you see us, say hi. Or
please
come for a beer either before or afterwards. Depends if there's a rail strike.
Exactly. That's Even with Back to the Future, that may happen, but fuck it, you only live once.
Yeah. So we shall see. You saw Nope.
No, I didn't.
Hey, a brief spoiler-filled thing because we've had a brief discussion, but
right. How do I say Nope without saying Nope? How do I sum up the movie? It's, without sounding cliche and like very film worthy, it's, as far as 2022 goes, it's an experience, and it definitely sort of revitalised the cinema love, because I'm not moaning about the UK scene, but I feel like all I've done the last couple episodes is moan about the lack of Cineworld releases since 4, and I haven't really been going since like for the last month until Bullet Train happened an episode or two ago, and now back to episode 2, back to cinema in the summer 2022. Now we're back with Nope. So 2 big releases out the way. Bullet Train I kind of love. This is on the verge potentially of hitting that stride. Where does it sit in my ranking? Where does it sit with like XYZ? Where is it better than the average movie? That's ultimately for you to decide, because I feel like it's not going to be polarizing, but I feel like everybody's interpretation, everybody's view will matter with this movie, because the way you will see it, and the way George Michael will see it, and the way George White will see it, and the way David Tennant will see it will be completely different to how you, the audience, will see it. It'd just be one of those movies where numerous theories, numerous thoughts. What did it all mean? Blah blah blah. Everyone's view matters, and it's just, as far as Jordan Peele goes, 3 movies in that he's directed and made, it's bloody different. I'll just leave it at that. But it's definitely one that you need to see on the big screen. There's no point watching it at home, streaming on your average internet quality or your shitty 480p or 4K if it's available in 4K. But basically, go out in the should be crowded cinema. I mean, depending where you are, obviously. Go out and see it on the big screen, have an experience, have a chat with your family, make your mum sit there and go, what the fuck did I just waste my money on, in her opinion. But your opinion is greater than your mum's, because you are the cinema. You guys are the film buffs, like us. So, yeah, annoy your mum on a Sunday afternoon, go and watch Nove, and, experience a movie unlike any other for 2022.
Yeah.
I guess.
Have you got it? Do you know where it would be in your rankings at the moment? Because I know.
Yeah, I think it would. It might.
You kind
just
of.
hit it.
You
might,
kind of
yeah.
know the rough outline, but then when
do.
you either see it again or like come back to the film, you kind of then finalise your order. Where I have it in an order, and then
From
that
the
that can fluctuate,
Yeah.
as and when I see it, and like home media, or as and when that changes, because the second viewing,
There's
like
various
Free Guy,
releases.
kind of sort of cemented itself.
There's
year kind of
various releases that I do need to get from this year anyway, but I know they're going to be in the list. But without spoiling anything, I'm not going to name names. But no, I don't know. I feel like it has potential to definitely stand out amongst 2022, but I don't. It isn't a definite fuck yeah. This experience was amazing. This movie was epic. I definitely need to watch it like every day of the week. Like it's not No Way Home. Put it that way. But it definitely is a movie that film buffs will get more out of if you're a casual that literally hasn't been to the cinema in a year and you've just gone, ugh, and you've been dragged along by your mate that's kind of like, ugh, what's this film? Good luck. Good luck. But yeah, if you're anything like us and you're into your movies and you kind of know more than the average thespian, Homo sapien on the planet, then I guess you're going to be in for an interesting time. Whether you find it as good as bad is ultimately is up to you. But it's one of those where it will be mixed, it will be polarized. Your mum will sit there and go like, Tom, or whatever your audience name is, why the fuck did you get me to watch this? Or heck, go with your smart film friends and just enjoy it. Laugh, shit yourself, suspense yourself, but don't go to the loo, because every scene matters. I feel like every single frame, every single line of dialogue kind of meant something once the movie plodded along. So if you can hold your bladder, go and hold your bladder, but not literally. Don't want to be that gross. So no, go and see Nope. Definitely experience it and let us know your thoughts, because it's one of those movies where the discussion needs to kind of last for a while. And certainly by the time you see it, George, I'll be interested to, because I hopefully would have seen it again to then give more of a verdict on. But no, go and see Nope. It was an experience. I'll leave it at that. Signing off.
Oh, good. Do you know what movie I saw? Because it was on Amazon Prime and I don't have to buy it because there's not a 4K release of it.
Oh, wait, not a 4K release of it and you didn't have to buy on Amazon Prime? I have no idea, mate. I don't watch streaming movies, as you know. I have no idea. What is this? Madam, what year is this?
I watched Moonfall.
Oh, it's on 4K on Prime. I didn't know that. Is it actually on Amazon Prime in 4K? Well,
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's in 4K.
Oh, but okay. Moonfall was on Amazon. Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know if it was in 4K, but literally it just got... Sorry, I'm just answering this. I just need to...
It's alright. Discordy stuff. Now, what was your thoughts on Moonfall?
Cool. So, sorry. Yeah, I watched Moonfall because it was on Amazon Prime, and... Interesting.
Yeah.
Watching it, I wish I'd seen it in 4DX.
It was an experience, yeah. That was an experience.
I wish I'd seen it in the cinema. But it's made to be a home media thing, I think. I think it's a straight-to-DVD movie.
Yeah, for this year, for this century, yeah, it definitely felt not Hollywoodized, let's make all the money in the world with infinite amount of budget. It definitely felt kind of straight-to-DVD, but in, I guess, a technological, slightly advanced era of budget. But I don't know, pretty. I guess it's a pretty movie.
Characters very superfluous.
And
like
I said, it didn't matter who the hell played them. Apart from the guy from Game of Thrones, who I can't think of his fucking name. He was the standout.
John Bradley.
Yeah, he was definitely the standout. David Bradley's son.
Yeah.
The standout. Pretend future Doctor Who definitely stood out in this movie.
But yeah. It's hard because where have I put it so far? Because I've watched it and I kind of settled it in at the beginning. What we got? So that's where it is at the moment.
To be fair, that's, I think, a respectable place.
Yeah.
For entertainment scale.
Why are you not telling you? Because then it saves content for the end of the year when we tell you all these things.
Yeah,
but,
context.
Because I thought it was very middly.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it would come from the enjoyment of the experience watching it. So I think if I had seen it in the cinema, I may have pushed it up slightly. It's why I think Doctor Strange is where it is because the second viewing in 4DX sort of gave it a bit of a boost.
Yeah.
It's also why I think that when I do eventually get to watching Top Gun Maverick, which is still in cinemas and set to overtake Infinity War in terms of domestic gross in the US. As the sixth highest grossing film of all time.
It's also, in some point in Cineworld, they're doing a double bill
of both.
For both Top Guns.
Oh, would they put on both in 4DX?
Oh, that's a question. They're doing both double bill for Top Gun, so I don't know whether it's in any special format. I don't know whether it's an IMAX thing or not, but yeah, that's happening.
It's on at the BFI though.
Top Gun. Oh, la la.
It's on. Top Gun Maverick is on at the BFI IMAX.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, if you want to go and see that still, it's tempting. I know there's still a few screenings dotted about because it's still in the cinema, and they've announced that the home media release doesn't come out till the 4th of November.
Bold, okay, but at least we know
it's making money though, and people are enjoying it. And it's one that I do want to see. So I've just got to really, now that I've caught up on Moonfall, I've got Uncharted,
Yeah, right. Uncharted,
Top Gun,
the beginning of the year stuff, schlock. I'm trying to
um,
think pre-Morbius.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah, but again, that hasn't got a Blu-ray. That hasn't got any release over here.
None.
Yeah, no, I don't understand. Yeah, it's like movie to year material. It's truly an experience, and some might say the real multiverse of madness. But no, you can rent it on Prime. I'm literally on Amazon now. There's even a book by Made Prince for £6. Don't know what that is. Yeah, you get like American import of the Blu-ray. You got a 4K media book, which is a European import. But then there's no legit like UK Blu-ray from what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Everything Everywhere Once it definitely needs to be on your agenda or some agenda.
I do want to see it because it's one of those things that I've heard so many good things about. That it's such a bonkers film that I do want to. And now that I've caught up on a few films, I feel like I'm sort of, because I'm pushing like 18 films that I've seen now, and I saw 25 last year, and I still want to see Bullet Train, Nope, Beast when it comes out.
Prey. I got round to Prey after the verge of last week's episode. This time last week, I literally got home and I said to you, "Oh, we'll watch some Doctor Who or whatever." I said, "Oh, I might watch this or watch that," and I said, "Oh, I might whack on Prey." Yeah, that happened, and Prey was great, very good, very well made. Definitely best Predator sequel since the original. Prey was worth the prey.
Yeah, didn't have
Very
you praying
cool
for a
movie.
better movie.
Oh, for once, no. Not with Predator, no. But Prey was a surprise of a gem for me.
Yes.
Someone that didn't, like you said last week, we're kind of elaborating on, like, it's not one of our particular favourites. It's not something we're bothered about.
Predator's something I've never been massive on.
Or we've, like, watched for all of our lives.
My only real exposure to it before the 2018 movie was Alien vs Predator movies. Was like my first exposure as a young kid in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But I really did love Prey, and it's quite high up in the list at the moment, subject to a possible cinema trip tomorrow, May.
I'll say it's not in the cinema. Well, I was going to say, yeah, for your trip, yeah.
So we shall see. We shall see. What did you think of Prey? Non-spoilery, because maybe we could do a separate video on the Predator.
The Predators.
Series.
Yeah, the Predators. Yeah. Okay, we could do that. But no, Prey. Thoroughly enjoyed and would see again. But I can from the comfort of my couch, as it's a Star original in the UK and Hulu for those internationally poor bastards in America and everywhere else that has Hulu, because hula hoops are a thing over here in the UK, but we've never heard of Hulu. We don't have Hulu. But yeah, Disney Plus, Star Original. Stream it from your couch with your popcorn, whatever snack and drink and beverage you may be having. Definitely watch it. Watch it with your family. It's an interesting drama.
Was it? Was it? Did you have any expectations? What I'm trying to say is, did you have any expectations going in? Because obviously,
no, I didn't, because it's not a franchise I'm not particularly bothering about or searching every day or trying to find out the latest on it. For me, it's kind of like something. I'm not comparing Friday the 13th and Predator to the same thing, because I know they're very different horror movies. But it's one of those where, like, after hearing about Friday the 13th movie for many, many years, and it's potentially coming out and then getting cancelled. This is coming and nothing, and and nothing. Like Predator kind of always had that on and off iffy. This might be developed. Oh, never mind, cancelled. Cancelled. And then finally to fast forward but not spoil the rest of the movies, but to find one that is as good and as worthy as the original, and it has such passion and I wouldn't say rehashing, but does the original in such a fresh and creative way that doesn't just rip it off. It doesn't rip off Arnold Schwarzenegger. It doesn't rip off any of the other performers in the original. It is literally just a fresh modern take on it. That's the part I really did click with and appreciate, and definitely wasn't Predator 6 or however many movies in the franchise there is. This definitely is a fresh installment. Prey, Predator, again, on the surface level you wouldn't think they were linked, but they are, but in a fresh way. So Prey, stream it from your arsehole. It's very good. Cool movie, good recommendation.
Yes, I'm glad that you
good movie
went and saw it. Is that somewhere in the upper echelons at the moment, or are you just would you imagine it to be?
It's in the echelon word, but I don't know if it's upper, lower. It's floating above echelon. I don't know where
If you had to give it a rough kind of range of placement, where would you put it?
It could be, and I say could because the fall of the year always has a, I say
Faces up
October,
their sleeves, didn't they?
yeah, and like stealth releases that for movies that you would watch and think, oh, I wouldn't give a fuck about this, and then you would be like, oh. I think at the minute it could be a very high honourable mention. It could be like 11, 12, or maybe just cracking the top 10 for me. I think, but then the more I might rewatch it at home, I might get bored one night and watch it more. It may shoot up, it may not. So I think roughly honourable mention to maybe just hitting the list maybe at the minute. Not that I'm keeping track of numbers, but I know if I was to count the list, I know. I haven't even written nope and thingy in here. Pray, but there you go. I'm going to add them in now and then count it off camera and then contemplate my life and somehow figure out 10 numbers. 10 of these bad boys.
If you had to give a rough rate, like give us a couple of numbers, like either side of your. So if you've got a placement for it, give us like 3 or 4 numbers, like each side of it, like a different one, so we can just sort of. Is it like top 10? Is it like?
No, if I was to place it, regardless of lists and numbers, because we did for one of these years we did like a top 15, didn't we? We did extend it slightly and we kind of change it on the fly.
Yeah, so 2018 we didn't really think of it.
19, it's just
2019 we did top 5, bottom 5, and then 2020 2020 what was that? What am I saying? 2020 was everything we'd seen because there wasn't a lot.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. Yeah.
2021 we had just everything we'd seen
in
a full list.
Yeah.
So it's basically it's got to that kind of point, but
yeah.
So,
but I don't know. Maybe 10 at best. Maybe number 10 at the minute. Out of the however many movies I've seen, maybe number 10 potentially. Definitely better. Like literally flicking through the list. Definitely better than a good few of these movies. Maybe about like a good 4 or 5 at least of these films on my list that I've seen. So it has potential. It could be a stealth favourite potentially. But yeah, Disney Plus, good streaming service. In case you haven't heard of it, have it, watch it. It's got more subscribers than Netflix now.
What is?
Disney Plus.
Has it?
I
know that a lot of people are cancelling Amazon Prime with the recent price hike that comes into effect on the 11th of. Is it 11th of September or the?
I didn't even know.
12th of September. Yeah. So what are you paying it? Are you paying it monthly or yearly?
I think yearly with Amazon.
Is your renewal up?
I haven't even checked, to be honest.
Check when it is, because in September it goes up from yearly goes up from 72 to 95.
Fuck off! What?
And
Jesus.
Monthly goes from $7.99 to $8.99, which is still because it's still more. So it's about this. What was it?
No, what,
let me find it. I'll find the email.
I'm baffed. 72 to
you
95.
You check your
I'm baffed.
You check your system.
And just when I was on the fucking company app, now I'm tempted to cancel it. I'm not, but didn't know that.
No, so I will show you. I'll try and find it because I have it as a picture somewhere, but I don't remember where there it is. So, as of the 15th of September, it said it was an email. You might have got it. It might just be buried somewhere. As a valued member of Amazon Prime, we're writing to tell you about an upcoming change to your membership. As of the 15th of September, the price from your monthly membership will increase from $7.99 to $8.99. The price of the annual membership will increase from $79 to $95. The new price will apply to renewals starting 15th September. You can view your renewal date and manage your membership. So, are you...
Yeah, I'm wanting it 79 to 95, like you say.
When's your next... When does it say? Renew...
Yeah,
so
May.
Yes, that's maximum. So, I was going to say, if it was due, next month or whatever, cancel it and then get a new one and then do it from now, and then you would be 72 for the year. But, I use it, so I'm not really bothered. Lara pays for Netflix, because I cancelled that ages ago because I wasn't really using it, because being here, our telly's got her one on, and at home, mine had my one on, so it was it's kind of pointless. I pay for Disney Plus yearly.
Absolutely.
I pay for, and it's the first price raise since 2014, so it's it's
Right,
it's not
okay.
great, but still it's been a while, so fair enough.
Play. Yeah.
Because everything goes up because the
Almost
cost
hit
of
the
living
10-year mark. Almost hit the 10-year mark.
But yeah. So, you know, where like it's all right for me because I'm not paying for all of those things. Like people that pay for like Apple TV, Amazon, Disney Plus, Netflix, Paramount Plus, maybe.
Yeah,
HBO
I'm not in a
Max.
rush.
Like
Yeah,
if you're paying for that all on their own, then that's a bit pricier. But thankfully I can split the cost, and I like doing yearly because where it's a bit cheaper, like the Disney Plus one is a bit cheaper. So even where it's gone up to $79.99 on the Disney Plus one, it's still cheaper than paying $5.99 a month or whatever it was. Because I know the first year I got for $49.99, and then the second year I got the renewal at $59 before it went up. And then I got my new phone contract had 6 months free of Disney Plus, so I managed to add it onto my current one. So it basically delayed my renewal by 6 months. So normally monthly it would just mean like you wouldn't pay for it for 6 months. It was like because I paid for it, added it onto my thing. So then that ran out, and then it basically put my renewal back 6 months. So I'm kind of okay for that at the moment. But that's money.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah,
Financial strategy.
Gotta play it smart. See.
Yes,
Should we go over? I know we've done the main stuff in terms of the Doctor here, but She-Hulk is next week, and I'm very excited.
not tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
18th.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, I was saying not next week.
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
I've seen so many articles. I've sent you the episode names as well.
Yeah, because I saw that like 3 or 4 days ago, and I was like, "Do we save that?" And then you sent it to me. I was like,
next week. I was literally going to be so bummed tomorrow.
So we've got the like you said, the episode titles. So
yeah.
of the 9 episodes, we've got Whose Show Is This? The Retreat, The People vs. Emil Blonsky, Superhuman Law, Ribbit and Rip It, Mean Green and Straight Poured Into These Jeans, Just Jen, Is This Not Real Magic? Wong's probably in that, and A Normal Amount of Rage. The overwhelming reception because they had the premiere event over last night or the night before, and so far it's being called the best Disney Plus series.
Ooh,
But a lot of ones have said that, and whether it turns out to be true or not, we know we're getting Charlie Cox's Daredevil and a lighter tone of Daredevil
in Superhuman Law.
But if you've got a problem with that, he's not all dark and brooding. If your only exposure to him is the Netflix show, that's not all Daredevil is. He does make jokes at himself all the time, and but I'm excited. We know that because this is weird because the way this is worded. Right. So it says She-Hulk Season 1 will answer the question whatever happened to the Sokovia Accords in the MCU, reveals head writer Jessica Gao.
Oh, will it now?
Because obviously the Superhuman Law Department is what Jennifer Walters ends up running and being the lawyer for.
Yeah.
Because we got so many superhumans like in the world, like we need a department for like all these cases, and you're going to be the She-Hulk's going to be the face of it, kind of thing.
Codename Thunderbolt.
Maybe, possibly.
It's a government ploy.
Maybe. But
that's an early theory. But yeah.
I'm still excited for it because we're going to get more Mark Ruffalo, and I've seen a lot of the comparisons of like Tim Roth is actually the voice of Abomination. It's not his weird gruff gravelly voice, which a lot of people are saying. They're just basically doing like muscly Korg and stuff like that. But they have kind of campified the Hulk brand as a
absolutely
thing,
as a unit,
but possibly getting the rights back
because of
in 2023, because I sent you that. Have you got that to hand?
Yeah, well, not to read, but I'm sure you did send me something along those lines. Literally, my new evidence suggests that Disney may regain the theatrical distribution rights to Hulk in June 2023, but there's also a thing in some trailer, I don't know whether it's a TV spot or something, where a popular trend rumour that I've been reading a lot is Planet Hulk, World War Hulk.
Yes. And he's really up for that. Because
of a certain spaceship that looks kind of reminiscent to Thor Ragnarok, and the Sakarian ship, and Sakaar and Scar, and the name's kind of similar. Scar, if you don't know, is Hulk's space son with emo long hair, from what I understand.
Oh.
So...
Tell me more.
It's just an image I've seen going around, and it was a few Instagram posts, but essentially it's a discussion. They're saying that Hulk won't just become human comedic Hulk for much longer. They feel like
a lot of that is in the trailers. It's a bit shitty, but
Professor Hulk, you've got this.
We get the first thunderclap, but it's a Hulk that's not really the Hulk. I want proper Hulk. I want him to do like Grey Hulk and the separation of Banner from the
Joe
being.
Fixit. Yeah, we need Joe Fixit. But then who would you voice? Surely it's got to be a different voice other than Mark Ruffalo, right? Or I don't know. Maybe you could just get Mark Ruffalo and then do a weird voice compression thing and make him sound different. Or would you get another Hulk persona in the body?
Maybe another Hulk persona. No, Mark Ruffalo, but you get it back to more of like the angry, gruffer stuff because it is a separate personality.
Hulk. Oh, you dumb friend. But you make him like from Scarface or Goodfellas. Because he is like...
No, Hulk, I'm not good enough for you can refuse. No, I'm gonna be the biggest ever. And I'm gonna, pass me that steak.
If you don't listen to this banner, shit's gonna hit the wind.
Matt Berry as an Italian?
No, a grumpy Italian Hulk brooding monster.
That's a lot to ask of a grumpy brooding Italian Hulk monster.
Hulk smash! I don't know who that was.
I mean, I love
the energy.
I love Bruce Banner as a character. I love the Hulk in the MCU. I feel like we've been severely starved as Hulk fans in terms of anything past.
What, Age of Ultron?
Anything past like Civil War was really the last time they made connections to and the Hulk's important again, but like before that, nothing really.
No.
And obviously, She-Hulk's kind of like, here's the characters. This is how you, because obviously the Universal deal in places that Universal get first refusal on the rights to produce and make a Hulk solo film, which that possibly in 2023 Marvel may regain that back full time, which is good if that happens, but maybe a little too late, but maybe just in time for Secret Wars, because
why?
Secret Wars might be another stepping off point for a lot of the audience and also core cast members, because Mark Ruffalo at the premiere has talked about Secret Wars, because that's officially out in the open. He's clearly
he's in it.
Maybe known about it because he's talked about how it's going to probably top Avengers Endgame. He said it's going to be pretty amazing compared to Endgame.
This is where everybody
It's definitely going to be a big bang. We'll go out with a bang. A big bang.
Thunderclap bang. No.
Yeah, he gets thunderclapped in the side of the head and his skull explodes.
Thunderclap to thunderbolt. Thunder Skrull.
Thunder Skrull.
Oh, okay. I hope so.
Which I'm not surprised at. If the likes of him, Hemsworth, Renner, anyone still around that's not like, I would fully expect Simu Lau, probably Anthony Mackie for one last ride out. Maybe phase 7 to 9 is his
bloody hell
swan.
Yeah, right.
But and all the new characters that have been introduced over the Disney Plus shows and the new movies, I expect them to carry on. I maybe possibly Cumberbatch, but I wouldn't be surprised because he said he's got another 10 years in him probably. But what I was looking at was the duration of the phases themselves, but then the duration of the saga. So the Infinity Saga was 2008 to 2019. 11 years. 11 years when you get, because obviously Spider-Man Far From Home. So that's because I think it was July-ish that Iron Man came out or whatever. So that's about 11 years. The Multiverse Saga, which probably deals with a lot more.
It should do a lot more, yeah.
Especially in terms of the properties that are coming out and in terms of the themes and the storylines.
Absolutely.
Is running from 2021 to 2025. That's 4 years of condensed storytelling, which might be why people are sort of...
people might be just
turning up for the first two. Turning up for a lot of these things. It's too much. Marvel making too much. Blah blah blah. But it's a toughie. It's a toughie. But yeah.
Only time will tell.
Because also I think there was an hours count as well.
An hours count. Okay. Where they literally counted the hours and minutes and frames.
When you look at phase 1 was 12 hours.
Yeah.
Similar for phase 2. Phase 3 was about 23, 4-ish.
Okay.
And so far, if you take the Disney Plus shows and the movies into account, it's about 47 in Phase 4.
That's.
And I don't know if that's taken into account Black Panther, which is meant to be Black Panther's the end of
this phase. Yeah.
Yeah.
This November is the end of Phase 4.
Jesus Christ. But
as far as Phase 4 goes, we literally have She-Hulk tomorrow, which will then last us 9 weeks, and then November, whichever date, November 12th or 11th, something like that, is Black Panther 2, and then that's end of 2022 and end of Phase 4, and then January 2023 for Quantum WrestleMania.
So there's a lot of about that, because normally it was 4 years for the first phase, it was like 3 years for the second, and then it was 3 years for the third. But now, like, you're having a phase in probably just under 2 years, because by the time Black Widow came out, I know obviously like stuff would have come out 2020, so it would have been like a 5-year thing. So maybe it would have spaced out a bit more had we not had the pandemic that sort of basically squished together all the ones of like, well, we've been continually filming where we can, so we've got a lot on the back burner to get out, kind of thing. So where you would have maybe had 2 in 2020, like a couple in 2021 and stuff like that, and maybe space it out a bit more, especially with the series as well. So you would have had like half as many Disney Plus shows in 2021 and half of them in 2020 as well. So that might have been a bit of breathing room to get people sort of
talking about it.
Yeah, because as much as we enjoyed that year where we had nothing, because it was kind of like, and we're ready to get back into the world, it's kind of gone, and here's all this stuff, which the comics do anyway, because there is a vast amount, and it's maybe gets to the point of like, you just pick your favourite character and follow them in certain things.
Yeah, and just read.
But in this case, like, you just watch what they're in certain things, which is kind of cool. But
and
also,
they format it with the collection on Disney Plus. So if you want to watch the Hulk one day, well, now you've got the brand new Hulk collection, where it's every appearance and every like featurette they're in, and Hulk related stuff.
Yeah.
And like character related stuff. Captain collection over there, Iron Man over here. You can filter it that way, I suppose. If some audience members are like, no, I only like Tony Stark. Wait, he's dead? Well, screw this guy. I'm going home.
Yeah. Good. I'm going home. But
maybe.
I'm excited for She-Hulk still.
I am.
I think the second trailer won me round a lot.
It did. Oh, it definitely did, more than expectations met. Yeah.
And
if we were ranking trailers of the year, I think it'd be in the top 3. I think it was great.
And speaking of that, you haven't done a trailer reaction since You, so that's,
Me?
Yeah.
Nope.
That was wordplay.
Nope.
Did you? So this is for Loki season 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Apparently, the Squadron Supreme will be introduced in the second season of Loki.
Who are they? I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of them.
So they're basically like a sort of dark
Super
Avengers sort of team. But
oh right, okay. Oh.
So there'll be a reinterpretation of the team similar to that of the Boys.
Ooh.
They will be evil and arrogant, kind of thing. So they've obviously seen that and been like, we can do that.
Captain Home America Lander.
But that's them, and they they are allies of Kang. So it's rumoured that they'll be introduced and then be like his children of Thanos in the Kang dynasty.
Makes sense in similarities. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So that's quite cool that they're laying the groundwork for that and introducing like more
Squadron Supreme,
lower down characters, and then making them, giving them backstory and things when, we're seeing this continually developing and evolving phase, really. Where is it? I'm trying to look for all the Marvel stuff at once, because that's kind of what we do. Concept art for Kang Dynasty. I don't know if you've seen this.
I probably haven't, maybe.
So it's Carol Danvers
changing costume. Yeah.
Angelina Jolie's Athena. So at least the Eternals will be involved. Kate Bishop Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Wong and White Vision. Firing off at Kang in the sky.
Okay.
It was released as a sneak peek of like, this is the kind of level we're
dealing with.
Yeah, that you're possibly dealing with.
Well, if we get that scene on screen, then that would be great. Whether the movie would be great, we don't know. But that shot on a screen in the future, that would be cool. I'd be here for that.
Madam Web. Are you excited for Madam Web?
Madam Kang Web? No. No, it's Sony. I don't give a shit.
Do you want to know what it's kind of like?
50 Shades of Grey Web.
It's being hailed as a Terminator-like film, which may diminish in quality, like the franchise itself. So, the film apparently centres around
time travel.
Madam Web can transverse the multiverse. She is trying to prevent someone from trying to go to kill Mary Parker while she is pregnant with Peter.
Mary. Oh yeah, of course, Peter's mum. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Ben Parker to be played by Parks and Rec alum Adam Scott.
Okay.
In this universe, it's not confirmed which universe this is. It might not necessarily be any of the three that we've seen so far.
Okay.
But rumored it's them in the past, and it's going to be a Terminator-like thing of like, we got to, go and then stop these people from going back to kill. Blah, blah. But Emma Roberts is the person that's been cast as Mary Parker, and she'll be pregnant with baby Peter at the time. Like I said, Adam Scott seemingly as Uncle Ben, which led to a good gif of the SpongeBob meme of SpongeBob and Patrick holding up in the coffin going get in, and they've photoshopped Cliff Robertson and Martin Sheen on. It's like when Adam says great power comes great responsibility in the Madam Web movie, it just says get in.
Get in.
There's that funny it's I don't know what SpongeBob episode it's from, but like the towns are fighting, they keep beating up this old man because I think someone's tricked him into this guy's doing something or whatever. I don't remember that episode. I remember the episode like when I see it, but I don't remember the exact plot of it. But it's just like when Sony every time they'd like rebooting Uncle Ben and like linking it to the Adam Scott thing in Madam Web, it's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Oh.
But that's quite sad, but also like quite funny.
Fitting.
Yes.
Yes, said crowd member. Yeah, we can afford a crowd now.
Disney Plus is reportedly going up as well in price. I don't know if you've seen this.
Oh dear.
But it's at the moment it's only in America. It apparently increasing to $10.99. Rumors of a different tier system similar to Netflix. You have the basic one where you can only use screens or whatever, and then you've got the HD, and then you've got the 4K, which has 4 or however many screens at once you can have it on. It's rumoured to be how, if it's they will introduce a basic version which is slightly lower than the original price, which will have ads.
Yeah.
To make it more basically like normal television. But obviously that's how they get a lot of revenue from that. And then the $10.99 one will presumably be premium without ads. And I think either cheaper or no need to pay Premier Access fees on films that require that. I believe.
Okay, that's the incentive.
That's the thing at the moment. That's not been confirmed, and it's definitely not been confirmed to happen over here yet.
Yeah, stressed away.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't.
No, but
considering again that they've got more subscribers than Netflix, but again, I don't know if that's a global conglomerate worldwide thing or if that's just a certain part of America. I don't know. I didn't read the specifics, but I saw Disney Plus in some part of the world has more than Netflix. I
wouldn't be surprised if it was worldwide, But I just deleted that thing that I was meant to show you, didn't I? Recover. I must recover. So many photos
upgraded
on these things that so the rumor coming in the Sony end of stuff is that they are working on a version of the Amazing Spider-Man 3, rumored to be Tom Hardy Venom, but obviously huge pinch of salt because you wanted to fight an alien. Will that possibly happen? Is that confirmation that Andrew Garfield is that universe's Peter Parker? I expect so. Out of the two of them,
at some point he has to be.
Out of the two of them, I would expect it to be
Andrew.
Him.
We've always kind of said that, but I think at some point Sony will click their brain cells together and go, right, we have to reveal to the audience that are somehow invested in our universe, which we don't even establish in our films.
There you go. There's that thing that you wanted me to send you.
Okay. I did. Yeah, I did see this. But yeah, that's because
we talked about it last week, and you were like, "Send it to me," and I completely forgot.
Yeah, I did see this, and this was cool. And completely oblivious to that, but yeah, cool, great. One thing I had been watching as well. I mean, I'm not to fill content all time, but Marvel Assembled. I've been assembling.
You've been catching up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on halfway through Eternals.
What was the last one you watched before you stopped?
So, I'm not a purist. I ain't watching them in order. I haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I haven't watched Black Widow.
You haven't? So, because the early ones up to
Shang-Chi was in the bundle.
Shang-Chi was the last one that it was like
together.
It's the same with I Am Group. They're all separate, and that's really annoying.
Why?
Just bundle them in, and you can. That's what I liked about them, because they're all like hour and a bit episodes long, or the assembled behind each Marvel property.
I get how they're all anthology based, but then just put them in the same thing.
Put them in the Marvel's assembled.
It's like having What If episode in different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can watch them in order, and then the first one out of sequence
was
Eternals, and then Hawkeye, because they were the first separate ones, and it was like, oh, this is weird.
This is odd.
But I didn't notice that until watching them, and then it's like, oh, it's.
Yeah, it's
Shang-Chi's
like
on a
together,
different...
It's like in a playlist. It's like together.
Shang-Chi's
like,
the last one, because they'd update the thumbnail for the show, because it would be each one of the new episode, but then they made them separate. So you're on the Eternals.
So basically, I did WandaVision when it first started. Watched Loki when that finished, halfway, then just never got around to it, but I did enjoy it. Falcon Winter Soldier, probably weakest out of the shows. I'm not in a rush to watch it. I'll do it for Captain America 4. Preparation. Black Widow, I'm not in a rush to watch it. I can watch it when I'm sort of in the mood for Scarlett Johansson. What If I watch only because it's 40 minutes and it was quick, and Jeffrey Wright's voiceovers were great, and it was just a bonus one really.
Yeah.
And in Shang-Chi I watched and thoroughly enjoyed.
That was really good, especially the amount of time and care Destin Daniel Cretton put into that, and he's going to head up an Avengers film, so that'd be nice.
Especially with that foresight as well. It's like, I'm glad this guy's sticking around. I'm glad they've said whether he wanted to or not.
Because he's doing a Wonder Man show. He's going to do a Shang-Chi sequel. He's going to direct some episodes of the rumoured Ten Rings Disney Plus show that should be in the works.
He's got the only bloody next Avengers movie to tackle in like 3 years' time.
And will Secret Wars be directed by the returning Russo brothers? I doubt it. And if you're going to give me someone to put a stab at it, maybe just let
Ryan Johnson.
Maybe just let Peyton Reed do it.
Yeah, just to wrap it.
If you're going to have like a steady pair of hands, that would be my choice, because obviously it would have been James Gunn, but that's not going to happen because he's done.
Shit's happened.
So which ones have you watched since that you went back?
That's all this week. So basically, when I didn't watch WandaVision again, I finished Loki but restarted it because I didn't know how far I got into it.
Yeah.
So basically, I've watched Loki, What If, Shang-Chi, and I'm halfway 20 minutes into Eternals.
Yeah.
Last night.
Enjoying them?
Yeah, no, they're all great. The ones I have seen have been good.
I think also in terms of the stuff that you'd like less, like I've got more out of the, because I'm a child that grew up in the era of Doctor Who Confidential was on at 7:45 once Doctor Who finished on BBC One. You'd switch over to BBC Three, watch Confidential in full 45-minute glorious format, and it's
because
ever
I noticed
since
on the
I've
DVDs
been chasing the high of seeing something like that, and also the buzz of actually working in that kind of environment. So this kind of thing really appeals to me. Like with, I don't know if you watched season 2 of Inside the Disney Studio thing with the Mandalorian.
Not with it. Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, so that'll be the next thing after the.
Did you watch? You watched season 1, didn't you?
I don't think I did. I might have did one of them.
Season 1 was amazing because each episode broke down different things. So those kind of things, I've really loved that they've still got those kind of things in there. And like ILM, well, Light and Magic, the show about ILM, is like that, but also it's semi-biographical and like documentary style. So it's still got that storytelling in with it. It's like a big documentary just split over episodes in terms of just here's how we made Star Wars kind of thing. Yeah, because you can't, because that was in the 70s, but it's how the company itself. So those kind of things really appeal to me. So I've also found I've got a lot more out of the ones that I didn't like as much, because I might not have liked the story. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I felt was very basic and by the numbers in terms of the MCU format, and it felt the most like it had just been a movie that they filmed as once and then cut up, and like, where do we put the episode gaps kind of thing. But Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan come across remarkably well in that. The writer who is writing New World Order and stuff like that, so it kind of gave me an appreciation for those, and like, because there's hardworking people in all kinds of films, like even on Morbius, those people that work so hard on Batgirl that have that film's then been canned, like they've all, I hope, got paid for their months of hard work in principal photography and obviously in the editing process as well as where they were when it got canned. But yeah, I know that for you that's less of a thing.
It's not just, it's just a thing in my life, in my filmmaking career, whatever. I've just never really got around to it, and it's not just because I'd rather watch the episode. I just never did.
Yeah,
like even with special features on DVDs and home media stuff, deleted scenes are up my jam. But I don't.
I feel like as you've gotten
into this, and
since I've known you, like as you've got older.
Yeah, that's a good word.
You're kind of like you have more of appreciation, and as you've expanded your like intake of media, because you've seen a lot more films that you even said like you wouldn't normally see.
Oh, definitely.
Like you've kind of got more of appreciation for the industry as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from all aspects.
Yeah.
Cultural.
So, what has been the most surprising one that you've watched out of the assembled?
I would say Shang-Chi, purely because I wasn't expecting them to be so...
How much of it's practical as well.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But how Simu Liu comes across, how Destin Daniel Cretton comes across, because I've only seen like a minute interview with him on the red carpet. So to actually see him be him, Zhu Xiaoling, the sister, like, all of them, Aquafina, all of them just gel, and like I say, they are really like a brother and sister sibling, and they get on extremely well. And he's like a family. And Simu Liu at the end being like, you guys are the best film crew I ever work with, and obviously they're all teary and stuff. It's like, oh, this is nice. Like, it is. You just
can't wait to see them again, kind of thing.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
They're the new blood.
But knowing in the future that we're going to get more of them, it all helped knowing that. Oh, thank God, Shang-Chi wasn't shit, because it ain't going to be the last one. Because and even like Marvel knowing, when they eventually film the second film, but they probably are doing like, if not right this second, definitely this week. They're probably on the set right now with their cameras going, "Hey guys, welcome to Marvel Assemble 2 for Shang-Chi 2 and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Black Panther Wakandan series on Disney Plus." They're probably filming it right this second for like 3 years' time.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's.
It's crazy that it is probably happening as we're in here recording in your room. Like, it's probably happening right now.
And the fact that there's there's films that are happening all the time that are like I assume in a month or so's time we'll have the Thor: Love and Thunder one. We'll have
She-Hulk, Black Panther.
She-Hulk will probably be September, October time. You'll have the Black Panther one probably in the new year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're going to have all these insights, and that's what I've loved. It's sort of like, it's nice that they're exclusive to Disney Plus. I wish they were included in the home media releases as well, because I think they're so well made, and so. But obviously, it's an exclusive incentive kind of thing, so I get that. Are you watching through the rest of them in order in terms of like the single episode ones?
I'll get up to Doctor Strange, and that'll be the one that at the minute I'm like, I'm not hyperventilating about Doctor Strange in my mind, but that's got to meet expectations. That's got to be.
That's probably in terms of like it's out of structure with the other assembled ones, so maybe that's what they're going for in terms of them being separate things. Is like, this isn't just a series. This is
episode.
They're sort of doing it their own way, because it's a lot of talking head, and you get the opening and closing and linking narration throughout from Bruce Campbell for the Doctor Strange one, and there's a lot of in-jokes, and he talks about like Sam Raimi and stuff himself, and it feels like a documentary made for a Sam Raimi film, if like, I think when you get around to it, you'll sort of be like, this feels like, because this guy knows him better than anyone, and they've worked together for so long, it feels like they're kind of, this should be thing. This would be on the DVD for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness kind of thing. It's that kind of thing. Let's make it in the style. Let's make some Evil Dead jokes kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels like that. So maybe that's the way they're going with it. Just the others all felt like very similar. So it was like, why are they all separated?
Right.
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is the only one that stands out.
And then the only one we haven't got, because of the legal situation with Sony, is No Way Home. We haven't had a No Way Home making of, haven't we?
No, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't, just in terms of the fact that they knew that like that's a thing that will maybe different when all of the rest of the Spider-Man films are on Disney Plus, because I know we haven't got Far From Home or No Way Home yet. We haven't got Amazing 2. We haven't got Spider-Man 3.
Right,
and we don't have the Spider-Verse ones yet. So I know that obviously as they go on for their limited time, which will probably be extended because spending money breeds money and makes money, in that kind of business. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there is one, and when it goes on, maybe we get like a special thing, maybe like an extended thing from the Blu-ray release where you have more interactions with Andrew and Toby as well, kind of thing.
Yeah, surely.
It all depends. I assume there's
a thing with all three of them.
Plans and backups put in place for those kind of things. You'd have, just like having him included in the film, the backup was to have Black Panther be more prominent in Civil War had the agreement not gone through. So maybe there's some kind of thing that Kevin Feige's thought of.
Right, yeah.
But
time will tell with him.
Are you enjoying? I really enjoyed the Eternals one because it's a film that not a lot of people have enjoyed, but I really got a kick out of it, and I really did love it for the fact that it is bonkers, and it is a different film, and it is probably the best directed.
I mean, going from an Oscar-winning director as well.
Yeah,
I think that had to
some of the best cinematography, totally
across the universe. Yeah, absolutely.
I know that Shang-Chi and other things Shang-Chi feels the most real because a lot of Spider-Man No Way Home feels like it's done like on the volume or something or on green screen because
Yeah.
at the time not all allowed in the same room, so you and a lot of them don't share the same shot, so it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I really did enjoy the Eternals one in terms of this builds more for the universe at large. Apart from the fact that so far in Phase 4 we've ignored the big celestial sticking out of the planet, but maybe that will be addressed in She-Hulk.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Maybe it will end with maybe Earth will just...
I wouldn't be surprised if some obnoxious, but maybe, like, I wouldn't even be surprised.
Secret Invasion, sorry, it's like you said about Mark Ruffalo, Secret Invasion ends with a bang. The planet, bang. And it's part of Kang's multiverse.
Secret Invasion, Secret Wars.
Whichever one.
Yeah.
One of the secrets.
But maybe a certain Latvian royalty member is, their hideaway is inside the body of a celestial.
Oh, Jesus.
That's where their weird Latvian castle is inside the head of a dead celestial. That's where they put
nowhere.
Or they use the brain stem cells or whatever to start creating Battleworld. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a thing we've not even thought of.
It's a cosmic
it's cosmic rage. But White Crimson Ray. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up and making leapfrogs. But that's the only thing I need addressed. The rest, I'm like, it's so nice and world building, and it's that film lives or dies off of whether you get on and can connect to this cast of characters, which I do because the cast themselves are charismatic, and I'd say the vast majority, if not all of them, portray their characters very well.
Absolutely. I just like Cap 4. It's a whale off. Wow, Falcon Winter Soldier didn't wow us, as we've all said previously. But it's just one of them I'm watching as time gets closer. That's
because that one was the first series and one of the first Marvel things filmed during the pandemic. So that's really interesting in terms of that, if you want to...
That aspect.
Yeah. And the Black Widow one also, because like the first film, because it's like delayed, coming back into this, how do we wrap up Natasha's story kind of thing. It's probably, in terms of all the other assembled, the weakest because it's one of the first, so they didn't really know...
how to, present it and formulate it.
But like that gets better as it goes on, because...
I imagine, yeah.
But yeah, and you'll watch obviously the Doctor Strange one. You'll watch the Moon Knight one. The Moon Knight one's very good.
So I think that was the exception. I think I did start it, and then again something happened.
You start the Moon Knight one
when Moon Knight ended, because that's how much I loved the show. I think I did start Moon Knight. I think I did love the Moon Knight one from what I saw.
Interested to see the Thor one.
It will,
and the She-Hulk. Interested in all of them, but like for the reception that certain things are getting, it'll be interesting to see the thought process or what they do and don't. Show
and especially with Strangerverse of Madness. I mean, I'm not expecting.
I've told you before. There's one of the major cameos that just not mentioned or seen in terms of set footage.
But until Disney Plus, here he is. Oh no, he's here on set. No, I'm not expecting like big surprise and a real deep cut into what the movie could have been or anything. I just think that movie in particular, if there was going to be an alternative cut, not a Last Snyder, but like. If Marvel could go back in time or could re-release a movie for no legal reason, just for the sake of it, and have an alternative take on it that isn't canon but canon to you, it would be Multiverse of Madness. But I mean, it isn't to say we weren't happy with the movie and product we got. It's just because of that title and lead and that whole aspect of it. In the title, we kind of need another glimpse at it, surely.
Yes.
I feel like maybe the documentary, if it is assembled, if it's right, or if it's right enough, will be another good behind-the-scenes look at it without giving the spilling the beans.
Yeah.
Potentially. That's what I'm expecting, but I don't know. I think I I know what I need to know and what's come out of that documentary sense, but I don't know. It is a cool surprise, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that we're just as excited about the making of these things.
Yeah, then the movie.
In an era where home media has cared less and less about behind the scenes featurettes. Like look at the No Time to Die release, like per example, because there was like just over half an hour's worth of extra features, and on the Blu-ray that warranted a second disc, but on the 4K one
it's all on the disc, is it?
Yeah, it's all on one disc because you've got two separate discs. You've got the 4K version, you've got the Blu-ray version, and the 4K disc includes the Apple.
Documentary thing on it.
Yeah, Apple being James Bond documentary special on it, which I've not yet watched, which I do want because that's the kind of behind the scenes stuff you don't get anymore. I know there was an audio commentary recorded by Kerry Fukunaga, but they didn't put it on there, so kind of thing. So it's cared less and less, especially when you've pulled films from like DVD to Blu-ray or Blu-ray to 4K.
Yeah,
like
there
a lot
are
of
things that are lost.
like to use Bond again, like a lot of the original sort of special features from Casino through to Spectre, not all passes over to the 4K versions. It's a lot of just the ports of the regular commentaries and stuff like that, which is a shame, especially when we're in such a era of self-reflection and like preservation of our history. It's kind of sad to lose a lot of these. Like, I know that if you had like the bit, like I've got the Game of Thrones complete box set, like that's got all the special features on from the other seasons plus other stuff, like the wall, like the last, like the final last watch or whatever it is, like about the final season, things like that. Those kind of things are so few and far between, but maybe it's for me especially, but also like possibly for you, where Confidential and stuff like that was kind of just always at the forefront. It's like, well, you know, what is the incentive to buy the home media release to not, because like you don't, like if it's just to have the feature that's on it, like you can have it on a streaming service or on a catch-up thing,
no
like,
convenient cost,
and you wouldn't have to buy it at all. But
no,
that's just me as a physical media guy, because I love the preservation of that kind of. It's the same with certain games, like stuff I really want, I'll physically buy. If I just want a quick thing of like, you know, just buy it on digital if you're not looking for anything out of it.
Just while we're thinking about Confidential, the cut downs, how long were the episodes and how long are the cut downs?
The episodes were the same length as the episodes of Doctor Who. They were all 45 minutes, the original. And then they did cut.
What are the cut downs?
So then the cut downs originally. So what would happen is on a Saturday, Doctor Who would be on 7 till 7:45. 7:45 switch over to BBC Three, and then 7:45 until 8:30 would be Confidential. And then I think it was either on the Sunday, or if they repeated it in the week, it would be the cut down, and then the cut downs would go from down to 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
And then would then be cut down to 15.
That's
so there'd be
shit.
like that would be the 15 would be the shortest ones, and then so a lot of my memories would be of if I got to watch it again, if I recorded it on Sky Plus or not, would then be the repeats of it being shorter, and a lot of the 15-minute one. So it would just cut out sort of a lot of the. I don't like to call it waffle, because like I liked the episodes that focused on. I like the episodes in general because they would focus on everything. They would focus on a particular thing. So like for Hungry of Beast Below, they focused a lot on the Foley artists, you know, which is, for anyone that doesn't know in terms of like the media world, like a lot of sounds that you hear in things aren't recorded on set, because obviously there's a lot of noise and a lot of people on set. You can't isolate certain noises, so you have to recreate them with the Foley artist. Takes certain props to recreate noises, like a la the TARDIS key opening the door kind of thing, or like shutting of it. Like
that's a different sound.
Yeah,
interesting.
So Foley artists are cool. I would love to be one. Like if I had like that niche of a thing, but that's it's so cool when they focused on that for that. Certain sound design or like writing processes for other episodes. The best ones I think to watch in terms of if you want to get the experience of a full one would be the specials, because the specials still have the complete.
Confidential.
They have the complete. So for I think it's even from the next. So from the next Doctor onwards, it's all the. So they were about an hour, because obviously they were specials.
Okay.
So I think the longest ones are the End of Time ones, because they are both about an hour, maybe an hour 10, 15, because of the nature of the episode in terms of wrapping up the era and like the stuff they covered. So
well, I know, say like series 1, when I whacked on the Blu-ray, I think it's cut down. I didn't see the length of the cut.
There'll be about 15, because the short.
15?
Yeah. So they only put the short cut downs on. So it would basically, the main focus of the Confidential episode would be what they would just put in the cut down. So if it was like the script writing, or like say for Rose, it was just bringing back the Doctor kind of thing, and sort of like, you know, this story of like what's happening with these two characters. And you wouldn't focus on like the casting or when they had, because there was an episode Entering the New Dimension, which is just before series 1, which David Tennant narrates, which is quite weird.
That's weird.
We're talking about basically like the show coming back, and it's like a couple of months before it happens or whatever, and those kind of things. So they would cut out, say if they went to the prosthetics or whatever, so they would cut that out, and it would just focus on the 15 minutes that it was the focus point of it.
If I was to search just for the full episodes, just literally out.
There's a lot on YouTube.
Well, I was gonna say good, yeah.
Which you can seek out, because a lot of people have been clamouring, because obviously when BBC Three closed down in 2012,
Oh yeah, that long ago. Yeah.
Because when Confidential originally got cancelled in about 2012, and then obviously like BBC Three went off the air or whatever, a lot of people were clamouring for obviously the show to continue, which we never got a version of with series 7, which a lot of people were gutted about, especially the wooden creatures in like Doctor Widow and the wardrobe. Like you would have loved to see how like the creative design team like went from designing it to making it kind of thing, because you get a lot of Neil Gordon.
Yeah,
that's how I became aware of these people like Neil Gordon. Alec Jones was the one that worked in, because Torture Declassified is of the same ilk as Confidential. It's like that, and it's only the cut downs on the tortured boxes as well, I believe.
Of course, yeah.
But Edward Thomas, set designer who designed the first 2 TARDISes of the new era. That's how I became aware of all these people behind the scenes in the production. It's how I got to know, well, not like know, but like you get more of a personal feel for Russell and Julie and David and all these people, what they're like in terms of they get paid to do this as a job, and this is just their setting, and you see just that it's like you're just on the set with them, and those 45 minutes like was so important because it covered like things like you would see the caterers occasionally, you'd see a lot of the runners, the sound guys, the directors, you'd see all of that, and that's the greatest shame, because then a lot of people, when Confidential was cancelled, then campaigned for because the Confidentials were then put down into cut downs, like, and continued into the Steelbook re-releases. Like, can we get just a box set of just Confidential?
Yeah, no.
Like, even if it's just you have to have one for each series because of the space is so like big, the title or whatever. Like, but if you could do a box set of seasons like series 1 to 6, just all the Confidentials fully restored.
That's where it ended. Was it series 6?
Yeah, series 6 was the last time, because the Confidentials on the series 6 box set are 7 to 8 minutes.
Oh no!
And they're
featurettes,
and they feel like literally just as you get going, like it's over. But there is a good Confidential unofficial episode of same back to special features on home media releases. On the series 6 box sets, you had the Night of the Doctor almost. I think it was something like that. But you had it was a series of short mini episodes.
Well, not Pond Life, or is that?
No, that was series 7. That was the prequel omnibus thing. But you had like prequels and stuff in the series 5 one, and certain behind the scenes special scenes like just for the box set.
Yeah.
Like, but for series 6 there was like a little mini series of them, and it was Good Night, Bad Night, First Night, Last Night, and Up All Night. There's a Confidential on all of them.
Okay.
And that's about 15 to 17 minutes, so there's a bit more in that if you're looking for that kind of flavour, and that's quite cool to get a behind the scenes on a feature that's just solely on the home media.
Okay.
Yeah, which we've not had any of those scenes since series 7, because we had like Rain Gods and Clara and the TARDIS and things like that, but we've not seen. I hope more of that stuff comes back. Apparently Doctor Who Unleashed, they've cast who's the main presenter of that. I don't remember, because I think I heard it third hand, so that's the thing I need to search up, because that's going to be Confidential-esque. I don't know whether it'll premiere on BBC 3 or just go straight to iPlayer, because the Doctor Who extra that was around for series 8 was they had it like full episodes, but they were about 15-ish max minutes on BBC iPlayer just at the time,
right?
And then it went down to just clips on the YouTube channel, so like 3 or 4 minute clips of like different things from the episodes. That's what Doctor Who Extra became, and that was a bit of a shame, because Confidential was a great show, and Confidential was such an intrinsic part of the Russell era. Like, they get a big credit in terms of when they do their special Walk 500 Miles video tribute to, like, at the end of the David Tennant era, when you've got, Tennant, Sim, Adjuman, 2 companions that we will leave out of the conversation at the moment. Billy Piper, Camille Cajuri, Elizabeth Sladen, Russell, Julie, Phil, all those people. Like, you had the whole thing with the Confidential team, because they were always there. Like, you had the setup with the camera, like, filming, and then you had Confidential filming, Matt Smith filming his first scene kind of thing. Like, so it was always there. They were kind of this big gang, and you got used to all these personalities. So that's the only shame, is that if they ever just come out and went, look, we'll eventually release all the seasons of Confidential, or just did one big box set for like 90 quid of like 6 seasons worth of behind the scenes stuff.
Limited run.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hopefully we get back to stuff like that, and just more in other mainstream media in general, because I think the studios have kind of you know,
Took
it's
a
all
back
about
step,
streaming or like
Yeah.
rental or video on demand services. We need to kind of remember that there are people that still collect. A lot of people still do collect the physical thing because, you know, either the presentation or the display piece itself is beautiful, or just having like a talking point, or having like just it physically there, so that if internet problems ever arise, that you can always
You've got
still
it.
just
You
enjoy
can count on it.
that product.
No, absolutely. Oh, well, couldn't
But
put it
continue
better.
with Assembled,
Yeah.
watch Light and Magic, and this goes to
Yes.
the audience as well. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen those things, do check them out. And Inside the Disney Studio, stuff on the Mandalorian and Boba Fett. I know season 2 of the Mando one was just one special episode that was long instead of
Condensing it.
instead of like cut up hour-long episodes, which I really did enjoy for the first season because it focused on the writers and then the directors and then the sound design and then the story and then and that was great. But more of that in just media in general.
Across the board.
It's one of the reasons why we enjoy the collection box sets, because behind the sofa and things like that. And
I think that's kind of what did it. I think that's what kind of triggered it off. I think I just randomly watched it behind the sofa and I was like, oh no, this is nice and fun, and it isn't just, hey guys, I'm a face behind the camera and I'm here to tell you. Like,
yeah,
that's
it's not just
that
talking
was my
head stuff, which that stuff's
preconceived
nice.
section when I was very young. That's what all they were to me. And you might get the odd shot of the TARDIS, and then it would be, hey, like I'm not, whoever it was, like whether it was Russell or someone behind the camera, like, hey guys, I'm the narrator and I'm the one that's going to be telling you about this and this, guys. Oh, instead of watching Doctor Who, you could have heard, you know, that's what all documentaries were to me. So I was like, no thanks, I'd rather watch the feature. But I don't know. I think the behind the sofas did change it, and I was like, no, I kind of want to see what I've actually got and the value for money in my sets. Like, I actually want to see what's on there now and dabble a bit more.
Yeah,
And especially with Disney Plus and the Assembled, and you know, there is advertising, but like you say, definitely in an era where, you know, streaming matters, but then, you know, we aren't getting as much of the creative content that will inspire, you know, audience members and future filmmakers to come. We're getting less of that, and it's wrong, because
like if you ever need, like Mr. TARDIS, like aka Will, like if you watch this stuff, you know that his watching of Doctor Who Confidential, like series 1, got him into, like, he's like now worked in production because that's why he went to uni and did it. It's a reason I wanted to go to uni and do stuff like that, like script writing and things, and I hope to, you know, I've still like tried to get back into that world, because that's a thing that's not like, you don't just have to be maybe like younger in terms of just like do like, if you want to build up like the old days where you would go in as a runner and then work your way up to like a studio floor manager kind of thing, like there's maybe an element to that, but like we're still at an age where like we could start whenever, and that's
ideally, absolutely.
But yeah,
Oh well, insightful.
but it's yeah, so he basically like remembers, like I think it was episode 2 of Confidential, like for the end of the world, and it was all the prosthetics on the making and things. He was like, I want to be in there, and I want to work on making self stories. And he's gone on to do, like, if you look on his Twitter, like he's like words about like done runner, and I think he said he's been like a third AD on certain things. So
Bloody hell.
that's quite good.
Okay.
And because the Doctor Who production for shoot his first series goes into production in November, and was literally just putting a tweet out there saying I'm a experience, if you need a experienced third AD like in various productions that he's done, then do that. And you know,
Blimey.
the next generation, like you say, inspires the generation to come next and carry on this kind of legacy, which, you know, we are just a small cog in the machine thinking, and maybe we can hopefully be part of that world someday, which we will. But first, you've got to see Back to the Future, the musical.
Yes.
We've both got to go and see The
We're gonna
Abominable
go
Snowman.
back. Yeah.
And let us know what's your favourite special, but maybe behind the scenes feature or just special feature in general to any film or TV show that you've had on DVD for maybe donkey's years, or any of the new stuff you picked up because it's maybe been a collector's item, like maybe the Infinity Saga box set or things like that.
Yeah, super
you know.
limited. Yeah.
So let us know what your favourite, like, collectors,
And don't say nope. Don't put nope.
your or maybe collector's items, and you know, any behind the scenes stuff. What gets you interested in this kind of thing? Is it just a passing curiosity? Is it a morbid fascination with sound design? Like, whatever it is, get in contact with us at Pastry Sheep across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok soon. But the electronic mail will work as follows.
It's nerdbiblecontent@gmail.com, which last time I checked, Guillermo, what is the Gmail? What is mail? nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com. Guillermo, my familiar is silent. He's gazing into the electronic telephone. That doesn't look like a telly. I don't know what he's doing. Guillermo! Yeah. I am calling you through the ether.
Yes.
Now
I thought
I
you.
was talking to you.
I don't know. I thought you was doing a thing. But thank you very much for watching, listening, and ingesting this episode. As always, it's been an honour, a pleasure, and a privilege. And until next time, we shall leave you with the wise words that one day we shall come back, but there must be no lack of special features, no lack of audio commentaries, and plenty of behind the sofas. Just go forward in all your animations and prove to me that I am not mistaken in purchasing this box set.
Very well put.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Until next time.
Next time, for you, but for us, it'll be the past.